I'll be regrinding the commando today. Play solo offline. I'm gonna do hard endless with commando. Not sure if this is a good difficulty for our character.
Wave 1.
But we're gonna fucking find out.
Not terrible, but that's just the warm-up.
Let me go to my audio settings, in-game vocals, in-game music. We're gonna have to turn this shit down. So we'll get copyrighted real quick. But anyway, I was just talking to somebody that I went to high school with, and it's funny talking about people that multiple people know. Oh, hey, what's up, Chill? But I was just talking to my buddy Isaac, who I haven't spoken to in years.
Probably infected, but you're not going to be around long enough to care.
Yeah, I know. Normally you're asleep by like 11. Like you're usually getting off at that time. I just got home from work. I'm about to DoorDash some food.
I don't know why I gave you money. Spend it, or whatever.
Personally, me, you know, like, I got one more day and then it's the weekend. Sandra's back in my life. I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing. 90% sure it's a bad thing.
Wave 2.
I think that's pretty fair to say. But, I don't know. I think she means well.
Don't get too comfy. I've got more Zeds just waiting.
Oh, you're good, man.
The resupply pod is open. Spend your dosh and shut up.
Oh, man. I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty selfish these days, guys. On some real ass shit, bro. Part of the reason I think having Sandra back in my life is kind of a bad thing is because
Buy armor.
I understand that I won't be able to afford as much stuff with her around, if that makes sense. She has some expensive tastes.
T-minus 10 seconds.
Um,
Until your death.
and there could be the catastrophic consequence of her
Wave
possibly
3.
wanting to date again. And I'm not sure how I feel about that. Cause I don't know. Right now, I really just feel like getting through this year, moving out of this apartment into a bigger apartment closer to work. So I'm saving more money. I have more space. And, you know, once I get my weapon room and like 7 more firearms, mostly handguns, a couple more rifles, I am starting my gun channel to pursue my dream of being a gun tuber. Now, I might end up having to get like a Patreon or something where I can make money from it. Because if I can bring in additional revenue or additional revenue streams, income, dude, I might be able to actually make it in this fucked up world. Even if it's not a lot of money.
Spend your dust, imbeciles, before I decide to shut the pod. You're just dragging this out. How long will a weakling like you survive? Pod shutting down. Any second now. Wave 4. Sure, spend it all. Money does you no good.
Yeah, I mean,
Brave.
I really wish PlayStation Plus.
Walk it off.
I wish it was like the PS3 days where we didn't need PlayStation Plus to play online games. But, you know, once they converted to doing that, you know, it kind of changed my opinions on Sony.
The pod design is not terrible. Horzine did okay with this. T-minus 10 seconds until your death. Wave 5. PlayStation. You were not supposed to live through that.
That was unnecessarily easy. Well, I mean, Sony's built a fucking empire on this shit, honestly, bro. Like, I think, I could be mistaken, but I heard that Xbox is, the Game Pass is like being like, not canceled, but it's changing. Like, it's not as good as it originally was or something like that, is what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't keep up. Like, I own an Xbox 360, and I'm late to the party on that. You know, like I got my Xbox earlier this year, back in August. Like, honestly, bro. Like, I'm not new. I'm not a Xbox veteran. I don't keep up that much with Xbox.
If you can.
But later this year, I'll be getting myself a brand new Xbox, brand new games. And I say that because I want to be able to experience new games on Xbox. Be able to experience the community on there. You know, I didn't make a switch over. I didn't switch consoles. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still keeping brand loyalty. You know, I'm still staying to Sony. And it's not because I signed a contract with Sony or vice versa. It's just I like PlayStation. The only thing Xbox has that PlayStation really doesn't have is Halo, and we're getting the new Halo game, or the remake of the first Halo. Like an actual remake. But the thing that I'm experiencing and I'm coming across is I really love Halo, man. Like, I've always loved Halo. I always thought it was so cool, but I never really played Halo that much. I only ever played it when I was at Steven's house, because he had an Xbox. Yeah, but I guess, in a way, I guess I love first-person shooters in general. You know, like, I always had Call of Duty, and, you know, just all the first-person shooters that you can ever imagine. You know, so I never needed an Xbox, but I always wanted one, because, right, I was born in 2002, so when I was really, really little, bro, Halo was everywhere. You couldn't escape it, bro. It was on Mountain Dew cans. It was on fucking, they had, like, when you go to, like, the Toys R Us and whatnot, dude, they had fucking Halo action figures and shit. Like, bro, that was the shit, bro.
Spend it, or whatever.
Like, I ain't gonna bash Halo at all. I think it was really badass, honestly. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite games of all time. You know, I still think, like, Halo was such a huge thing for Xbox. Really sold that game. That single game sold a lot of consoles. I ain't gonna lie, bro. One of the biggest console selling games, probably in history, bro. Because the Xbox brand identity was synonymous with Halo. Like, you know. And not only that, but like 360 had utter classics like Left 4 Dead, fucking Gears of War. I believe Gears of War started on the 360. Bro, that's so many fucking games. You too, man. You too. Hang out with you a bit this weekend. I'm gonna hang out with Sandra for sure. Oh shit, I died. I'm gonna see what she wants. But no, on some real shit, bro. I need to get a couple more AK style rifles and a couple more ARs and a lot more Glocks and other handguns because I definitely want some more Berettas and Glocks, a couple Smith and Wessons, a couple Rugers. And again, I get a couple hunting rifles and whatnot, and I'll definitely start my tactical channel very soon. Because as it stands, I currently have 3 ARs, so getting 2 more ARs would be pretty based. Again, that's a lot of AR-15s, but it's not really a lot, but I mean, like for an individual of my income status, that's quite a bit. It's quite excessive. But I'm a hardcore collector. I absolutely love collecting firearms. It's one of my personal passions and hobbies. It's something that, how like there are kids out there that can like absolutely name you the rarest and most expensive $300 or $400 Pokemon cards. And they're like, it is this edition, it's holographic it's this Pokemon released in this set during this year, and they just know every little detail about it. That's how I am with guns, man. Like, I am the exact same way, but with guns. And honestly, it's not that I don't like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! More or less, it's just I don't keep up with it enough I'm not hyper spirited in it enough to keep up to those exact details to like watch the releases and pay close attention to what cards are being released this year, what reprints are, I'm not that invested into it to really care. I couldn't tell you the value of my Yu-Gi-Oh collection. I'm sure it's a few $100s, the whole thing. Because I know what I paid for some of the cards that I had for my deck. Because, there are some cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! I do know. There are certain cards I know that are valuable. And there are other cards that, I know the card itself is fairly valuable, but, come on now. Blue Eyes White Dragon is very common nowadays, but back in, the 90s, it was very valuable. So I definitely know some of, the history when it comes to, valuable and rare cards. So I definitely know some of them that are kind of rare and some of them that aren't. Which there's a lot that isn't. But if it's rare now, doesn't mean it's going to be rare forever. Something I've kind of noticed. So it's to take the time to keep up with all that info. It's too much for me. It's too much to ask of someone like me. Where it's just yeah, I have adult money. I can dump hundreds of dollars into Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! But it's not going to bring me the same joy as dumping hundreds of dollars into firearms. And that's just the bottom line. I'll still collect Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I'm still hip to this shit. You know what I mean? I love playing Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon. I love playing the games with people. But it's unless you're gonna pump hundreds of dollars into it, you're not gonna have a chance against the person that does. It's just not fair. And because there's a price balancing issue. You know what I'm saying? And it's the crazy thing, bro? I have a Konami card, man. I actually have, I'm a card holder. I have a Konami card. I think they've done away with those, but they're for Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. Bro.
Not that it will matter.
I fucking love Yu-Gi-Oh, man. I still think it's really cool. But
isn't over.
It's not cool enough for me to dump hundreds and hundreds of dollars into it. And I have over the years, accumulated, I probably have a few $100s dumped into it. Because I started collecting in, late elementary school.
I'll see if I can get your fingers stuck in it.
Because my uncle gave me this massive, big-ass binder of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and they were not really assorted, but they were first edition, first prints. Some of them from Japan. So that was expensive. My dumbass was getting into Pokemon at the time, and I sold that whole binder, bro, to get my first deck. which was like 60 bucks. They charged to make a decent deck, and I didn't even know at the time. I got totally scammed from that store. But yeah, no. In all legitimacy though, like,
Expect you to make it through that way.
so, you know, and the other thing is, I don't like collecting cards to sell them and trade them, make money off of them. It's like, if that's your whole goal, you're going to find a lot of disappointment opening up packs. And so it's just like, why even open the packs when you could just, like, buy the singles? You know what I mean? Like, it's more expensive that way. You know, I suppose, you know, but, like, if you got to open 79 packs to get the one you're looking for, you're going to end up spending about the same. So, but it's not the same as the joy of opening up a pack and randomly getting lucky.
Think slow.
So I enjoy opening up packs. There's just something to it. Now, when they put that shit in video games, I thought that was a very dangerous idea. Because people are spending real money to open up things for a game that's not even going to be relevant in a year. You know what I mean? Like with Rainbow Six Siege, the whole pack opening thing I thought was really stupid. The loot boxes is kind of the same deal.
Wave 3.
Just not a fan of that stuff. And then the dangerous thing is that they put guns. They put guns in those boxes, in some of those loot boxes back in the early days of the loot boxes. Like they put weapons that were significantly better than some of the vanilla weapons in the game. You know what I mean? The guns that came in the base game that were not post-release content. So the thing is, like, some of those weapons had an unfair advantage. So the players that had them had pretty much a unfair advantage in some instances, and I can list off a couple. In Black Ops 3, the PPSH, in the later seasons, or in the later life period of Black Ops 3, the PPSH was very powerful. Another powerful DLC weapon, if you will, was the Peacekeeper Mark II. Another one that was the Rift, I think. It was an infinite ammo sidearm. Not infinite ammo. My bad. It was the Ajax something, had like infinite ammo, but it had to recharge, and you know it had a pretty large magazine, so it had like 50 rounds in the mag. You would shoot off all 50 rounds, and it took forever to recharge. I think, unless I'm totally tripping.
The resupply pod is open.
Ammo? I'm
Spend
pretty sure
your
it did.
dosh and shut up. The fact your survival is an accomplishment is pathetic, like you.
Hold on. We're skipping all this nonsense. Uncommon opinion, Bonnie Blue's overrated. Actually, it's not an uncommon opinion, it's actually quite common. I don't know why they keep trying to show me this shit, like, I don't really care. Bonnie Blue got arrested because of her Bonnie Blue Bing Bus. Like, bro, I don't give a fuck about this nonsense, bro. It's all stupid to me. This whole culture war is fucking stupid.
They're right behind you. Well, almost. Keep the Zeds out of that area.
The R70 Ajax LMG. a light machine gun. Yep. So I was right, man. Like that's infinite ammo. Like you tried to explain that away. Like yeah, one of our DLC weapons is so overpowered it has infinite ammo. It's like, bro, then what's the point of getting scavenger? It completely nullifies an entire perk. And in fact, if you're a skilled enough camper, the bullshit and the overpowered enough and bullshit set up in the right spot, you can go the whole match without dying or even going out to look for ammo because that gun has infinite ammo. It has more than enough ammo to get at least 2 or 3 kills, so if you're skilled enough with a good enough secondary.
If I thought that was anything but luck, I would be impressed. Area remains secure. None of the Zads made it in. Surprising. What a cookie.
Yeah, it's safe to say I was not a fan of Black Ops 3. And I'll be brutally honest as to why. I did not like the opening map, the fucking Shadows of Evil. I did not like that bullshit map. I just didn't like it at all.
Don't blame it on the pod. It was hard to steal this many.
Like, I just didn't like the characters, the layout, the Easter egg, the pack-a-punch, the swords, and none of it really made sense to me. I didn't like it. I didn't like the not the reskin, sort of a reskin. No, they were the same. I didn't like the change of like the perk jingles. I didn't like that at all. Once they started like changing the game in a bunch of little ways that just to me didn't really matter, that kind of pissed me off. Is it me or did this weld the whole door without running out of...
Supposed to live through this. You're not. I don't know why I gave you money. Spend it, or whatever. Sure, don't buy armor. See if I care when a Zed eats your liver. Wave 6.
Oh, what the fuck?
Of all the... Just head to the pod. You got lucky. We'll just sweep that squig back into the cloning vet. He'll be back soon.
Like, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I was fascinated and blown away by the very first ever Black Ops zombies. Or rather, Nazi zombies, to be exact. Right? World at War. I was blown away by it, man. First time I ever experienced it. I was obsessed.
You'll throw my results if you die too fast. Buy armor.
I don't know if anyone else had a similar experience with
You
it,
do
but
know how money works, right? They're right behind you. Well, almost. Wave 7. Don't get too comfy. I've got more Zeds just waiting.
I forget what map it was. Oh, Call of the Dead. I was obsessed. That was the map that really did it in for me. That and Kino and Ascension. Um, Nocturne, Toten, and Verrückt. I always go with Prepared. Though with Tenacious, I wish Prepared added an extra 20%, 25% armor. But I wish it was a 35% total increase to total ammo. Yeah, I wish it was definitely like 45% more total ammo. I mean, just think about how much ammo that would actually be for some weapons. That'd be like 5 or 6 extra mags for like some weapons. It could be potentially a lot of ammunition. Mint.